Postseason basketball is here on Mediacom TV 10 Sports. Tonight's matchup from the U.S. Cellular Center features top-ranked Iowa City West High School as they take on 10th-ranked Iowa City City High. I'm Mark Nolan, along with my broadcast partner Bob James. Top-ranked Iowa City West. They've already beaten City High twice this season. Bob, it's tough to defeat any team 3 times in a season, particularly going into the postseason.
Indeed, I noticed tonight that some of the Iowa City West fans brought their brooms, Mark. They want that third win. But, you know, it's real interesting. Before this season, the West seniors had never beaten City High, and now they're going for 3 in a row tonight.
Should be an interesting matchup at number 10 in the state and 15-7 on the season. The record may be a little deceiving. City High is a fine basketball team, and they appear to be clicking at exactly the right moment in the season.
Absolutely. City High's been playing great basketball down the stretch. Both teams will start 5 seniors tonight, which is something you don't see a lot of. So it's going to be interesting to see which 5 seniors step up tonight.
The winner goes to Des Moines, the loser goes home, and it's an electric atmosphere here at the U.S. Cell Center in Cedar Rapids. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the tip-off.
Who enters tonight's game with a record of 15-7. The home team on the scoreboard is the Iowa City West Trojans, who enter tonight's game with a record of 22-0. And now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. For City High, number 14, James Ebert. For the Trojans, number 4, Kyle Petrie. For Iowa City West, number 20, Brett Bogart. For City, number 22, Calvin Davis. For the Trojans, number 22, Carl Warner. For Iowa City High, number 23, Lawrence Hill. Iowa City West, number 32, Justin Witt. For Iowa City High, number 30, Tim Weddle. And finally for West, number 34, Chris Saylor. And for City High, number 54, Warren McGuffey. The Little Hawks are coached by Kurt Johansson. The Trojans are coached by Steve Bergman. And now, please stand for the singing of the national anthem sung by Mahala Martin, a senior at Iowa City West.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ring clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
West High and Iowa City performing the national anthem in a beautiful rendition. I'm Mark Knoll along with my broadcast partner Bob James, and this is the first in a doubleheader here at the U.S. Cellular Center. A 4A Substate final. In the second game, Cedar Rapids, Washington will take on Waterloo East, but in the first game, it's the Battle of the Iowa City Schools, undefeated West High against 15-7 City High. City High ranked number 10 in the state. West High number 1. But they need to get by City High in order to head to Des Moines.
We talked in the open about Iowa City West having defeated City High twice this year. Well, if they don't make it 3, those other 2 aren't going to matter a whole lot, because if you don't win tonight, you don't get to go to Des Moines and Veterans Memorial Auditorium next week for the boys state tournament. One thing about it, these teams know each other very, very well. There won't be any big shocks in this game, and all 10 players on the court right now are all seniors.
And you can make a case that both teams belong in the state tournament, but only one is headed for Des Moines. City High comes up with the tip. That's Warren McDuffie who tracks down the loose ball. He's got it out to Lawrence Hill, and now Calvin Davis. Back to Hill. West in a tight man, and there's Calvin Davis with the first bucket of the night to break the ice. 2-zip. City High on top.
When you're the underdog, it's always key to get off to a good start, and City High able to do that.
City High also in a man D. That's James Ebert. Justin Wick drives the lane. Slides a little slippery in the paint there on this U.S. Cellular Center NBA floor.
What a great defensive possession here for Iowa City High.
Finally, James Ebert turns it over. Hill to Davis. And in transition, Davis is fouled. Carl Warner picks up the foul. His first, the team's first. That'll be
Sorry, Mark. The crowd is officially into it already.
Nice crowd here for the opening game. Tracked down by Tim Weddle as it went across the timeline. City High in their offense now. Hill drives to the bucket. He's shut down, tries to get along the baseline, puts it up. Oh, nice spin finger roll by Boo Hill. His first bucket of the night, and puts City High out to a 4-zip lead. West now on the attack. Chris Saylor, and he's called for the walk. Drove into the lane, thought he was fouled, but the stripe rang him up for the travel. Second turnover on West in as many possessions. City High here out to an early 4-zip lead.
City High doing a great job defensively, and the last time down for the Little Hawks, Boo Hill, a nice job using the off arm to clear a little space underneath.
There's McDuffie, and that is blocked. Justin Wick snuffed Warren McDuffie. West in a transition game, trying to run the break, and James Ebert stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So again, their third turnover in as many trips down the court.
And another case where he tried to put on the brakes there, and I don't know if it's because this floor is not used a lot, but it does seem to be real slippery here in the early minutes.
Hill with the baseline jumper. No good. Brett Baumgart pulls down the rebound. Here comes West again. Particularly in the paint, in the lane, on the West offensive area. It looks to be slippery. Shot up there by Chris Saylor, no good. Here comes Davis. He gets it to Weddle, drives in, off the glass and good. Tim Weddle, his first bucket of the game. 6-0 City High, and Steve Bergman wants a timeout. Just a 30-second, we'll keep it here. But so far, the intensity level has definitely been in City High's favor, and I think that West is bothered by that slippery end of the court.
It seems like it. I think it's in their head, and their last trip down for Iowa City West there, they got a quick shot, and it was 2 minutes 34 seconds into the game, and that was their first shot of the game after 3 turnovers on their first 3 trips.
There's a good look at Coach Steve Bergman. He's got his Trojans staked to a #1 ranking in an undefeated season so far, but City High will have the final say on that. 6-zip. City High on top. Tim Weddle shows a little pressure here in the backcourt. Brett Baumgart across the timeline. Gets it to Justin Wick. Tries the backdoor play to Ebert. He gets control back along the baseline. Warner back to Baumgart, back to Warner. Wick now tries the paint, knocked away by Kyle Petrie.
You really got to tip your hat to City High. Their defense here in the first 3 minutes of this game has been very, very tough.
West just doesn't have any rhythm yet. There's a quick foul. That'll be on Boo Hill, his first. And the team's first.
McDuffie's camped out in the lane defensively, and everybody else is playing man.
Big number 54, Warren McDuffie, does take up a lot of space in the lane. Got Kyle Petrie on Justin Wick. McDuffie there in the middle to help out.
You wonder if City High's maybe changed things up defensively from the 2 other games, because West kind of seems lost on the offensive end.
There's a shot by Ebert. Got it. So that breaks the ice for West. 6-2 City High. Warren McDuffie. Oh, in and out. Nice jumper by Warren McDuffie. Ball would not drop. Here comes West. Drive by Justin Wick. Shot no good, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. That'll be on Kyle Petrie, the foul, his first personal, the team's second. Justin Wick makes the first throw. And misses the second. Here's Boo Hill trying to get free. Petrie now tries to go inside to McDuffie, who's camped in the lane. And West has picked up their defensive intensity. Here's Petrie. Dribble drive, stops and pops. Got it. Nothing but net. Kyle Petrie with his first bucket of the night. 8-3 now. City High on top. Brett Baumgart. Ebert tries to break free. Back to Chris Saylor. He goes inside to Wick. Loses the handle. Oh, nice recovery. Still looks slippery down there, Bob.
Yeah, and it looks like City High is saying to Chris Saylor, you can shoot the ball from anywhere, say 15 feet out. They're not guarding him at all until he gets into the lane. Saylor averaging just 4.5 points per game.
Here's Ebert, tries a long one off the back of the iron. Here comes Boo Hill with the rebound. City High on the attack into the offensive zone. Hill gets it to Tim Weddle and back to Calvin Davis. They'll set it up. Calvin Davis, that shot's blocked by Brett Baumgart. Here comes Ebert on the break. Puts it up. And He's whistled for the charge. Offensive foul on James Ebert. A little bit out of control there.
Yeah, Iowa City West looks like they want to run, but so far they've had very little success. They've only gotten off 3 shots in the game.
Good position there by Warren McDuffie. He was back on defense, drew that charging foul on James Ebert.
Ebert tried to go around the defender that time, but couldn't do it. Of course, James, the big scorer for West, averaging almost 22 points per game.
And I'm not sure James didn't get the worst of that exchange. Warren McDuffie, not sure I'd want to run into him on the charge.
Well, there's really nobody on Iowa City West's team bulk-wise that can compare with McDuffie.
Boo Hill drives the lane, puts up a shot. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Hill, a 60% free throw shooter on the season.
City High's already taken 9 shots compared to just 3 for Iowa City West. And if that doesn't change, there's no way they're going to win this game.
Hill gets the friendly roll for his 3rd point of the night.
Going to sit Ebert down for a second, try and get him calmed down.
Alex Ebinger checks in. Hill can't get the good roll on that second free throw. It's off, but 9-3 now, City High. Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. Here at the U.S. Cellular Center in a Class 4A Substate final. Nice drive there by Justin Wick. He's got 3 now. Oh, good pass inside. Broken up by West. The crowd wanted an over and back. Bingo! Brett Baumgart with the 3 ball. And that pulls West within 1 point at 9-8. Kurt Johansson wants a timeout. That's a 30. We'll keep it here.
I don't know if we can get a replay of that or not. It almost looked like the official was laughing and said, "You're right, I missed that." That it should have been an over and back, and if that's the case, I'm surprised that the City High coach wasn't on him a little bit there, because that has got West right back in this game.
There that shows Baumgart crossing the timeline.
Yep, he's pointing, saying no, he was across. So he was just reacting to the crowd, not saying that he missed it.
I think it was Ebert had the line straddled and passed it back into the backcourt.
Well, that turnover the last time down was for City High was their first of the game, and it ends up being huge. City High coaching staff, Johansson and the crew over there, they knew this is not a team you want to let get a run on you, and down to 1 point, they called a good time out there, in my opinion.
Jordan Bontrager and Ben Nichols in the game now for West. Calvin Davis called for the travel. Tried that jump stop move, and the stripe rang him up.
Good fake, but a little too good of a fake as he left his feet there.
Baumgart across the timeline. Faced pressure from Ebinger. This is Wick in the corner. Wick again from the free throw line. Got it. Justin Wick with his 5th point of the night. 2 buckets and a free throw. And West High has the lead.
Not many shots for West, but they've only missed 1.
Kyle Petrie now. Calvin Hill gets it to McDuffie along the baseline. Swish-a-roo. Warren McDuffie with his first bucket of the night.
Might open up the inside a little bit for Warren as this game goes along if he can continue to hit that.
Brett Baumgart turns it over on the baseline drive. Here comes Calvin Davis. Looks for Boo Hill. Warren McDuffie. Oh, no good. They wave it off at the buzzer. 1 pass too many for City High. But they've got the lead after 1 period. 11-10. City High on top of West. We'll be right back. Back at the U.S. Cellular Center, I'm Mark Nolan along with Bob James. And it's the first game of a doubleheader here in the Class 4A Substate final. After one period, Iowa City High on top of Iowa City West 11-10, but that score is deceiving as City High jumped out to a quick 9-3 lead. West clawed their way back. Actually took the lead. Oh, swatted away by Warren McDuffie there, but possession retained by James Ebert. City High has given the Trojans all they can handle here in this game at the U.S. Cell Center. In the two previous meetings with these two teams, West absolutely dominated.
Yeah, the scores in those games were 47-27 and 50-36. That was Saylor that hit that last shot for Iowa City West. The crowd erupting to the fact that he actually took the shot because he's had several open looks.
McDuffie a little out of his range along the baseline, shot no good. Petrie with the rebound. Oh, excuse me. Chris Saylor with the rebound, but he stepped on the line, and City High will retain possession under their own bucket. Connor Justice in the game now for City High as Boo Hill checks back in. Alex Ebinger gets a rest. Justice gets it inside to Hill, who loses the handle. West comes up with a loose ball. Here's Ebert. In the corner, Jordan Bontrager. And that's a two-pointer or a three-pointer, Bob?
I think it was a three. I'm not sure. They only gave him two.
Only gave him two, okay. McDuffie from the same spot, again short, but Petrie right there for the putback. Kyle Petrie. All-around player, so important to this City High team. Kyle Petrie's had an excellent season, really the glue, I think, that holds this team together. Here he is on the break. Oh, don't look pass intended for Justice, instead picked off by West, and here they come on the break. That's Ebert. Shot up by Carl Warner. Long, but tipped out of bounds, and City High will keep the ball under their own bucket.
Actually, I think they did give him credit for three. I have trying to figure out the scoring here. We had 11-10.
Saylor had two, and then Bontrager with two.
That's right. That's right.
Tried the back door there. Now there's a three ball. Justin Wick, he's got 8.
Well, that's 3 turnovers now in the not too recent past here for City High, and West has turned them into 8 points.
And all of a sudden West is up by 4, their biggest lead of the night. City High, Lawrence Hill travels with the ball, another City High turnover.
And City High, who played error-free ball for about the first 6 minutes of the game, has now made 5 turnovers in about the last 4 minutes.
Looks like they're pressing a little bit.
As you mentioned earlier too, Mark, the defensive intensity for West has really picked up.
This is James Ebert. Boo Hill tipped it out of bounds. Kyle Mason checks in for City High. Nason tipped that ball away from Wick as he drove the lane, but the stripe says Nason got a piece of Wick's arm, and they rang him up with the foul.
Well, they're letting him play. That's only the 7th team foul between the two teams.
3rd team foul on City High. Nason's first. Oh, a long ranger, another 3 ball, this time by Ebert. His first 3. Second bucket of the game. He's got 5 now for West. And that stretches the Trojan lead to 7 now. City High needs the bucket here. Boo Hill. Good form, couldn't get it to fall. Kyle Nason off the back of the iron. McDuffie with the rebound, stolen away by Wick. A lot of chances for City High, no points.
West shooting 80% here in the second quarter, and we're getting close to the midway point.
A little more deliberate as they work the clock. Brett Baumgart just smothered by Tim Weddle out there at the top of the key. Here comes Ebert again, tries it again, got it. That's a 2, but give Ebert 7 and stretch that lead to 9. And Kurt Johansson wants another timeout. There's Steve Bergman out to have a word with the official. There's James Ebert, his second bucket in a row. 22-13, and after enjoying an 11-10 lead at the quarter break, West has outscored City High 12-1.
Well, and it's been mostly the James Ebert show, and he loves the left baseline. The defense is, I mean, it's not right up against him, but the defender's there, and he, one time specifically, he just came off the dribble and just shot it before the defender had a chance to take the step that he needed to take to be right on him. I mean, it's not like they're playing real loose defense, but as we get this timeout, Calvin Davis was headed back to the scorer's table, and I think you'll probably see Calvin pick up James when we come back to action.
A tale of 2 quarters, and actually West did a great job of closing on that early City High lead at 6-zip and 9-3. Closed it to 11-10, and then have just owned this second period.
Yeah, City High has scored almost no points probably in the last, what, 7 minutes maybe? The last 3 minutes of the first quarter were pretty much dominated by West also.
Boohill back in at point. He gets it to Weddle. Now West in a zone. Calvin Davis with the 2-pointer. He's got 4. City High needed that bucket. That was a big one. Cuts the West lead to just 7 now. City High still in that man with McDuffie protecting the paint. You're right, they're just daring Saylor to take that shot.
Well, he's only taken 1 so far, and he made it, but they're not convinced.
Wick tried to get around Petrie. McDuffie right there to back him up. Here's Carl Warner. Inside to Wick. And there Saylor takes the shot and drains it. He's got 4.
And West unofficially is now 6 for 7 in this quarter. Combine that with 4 City High turnovers, and you get a 9-point game.
Tim Weddle now tries the baseline. Loses his footing. Kyle Petrie, 12-foot jumper. No good. Tipped up. Calvin Davis off the glass. No good. Ripped down by Justin Wick.
City High is doing a nice job on the offensive boards.
Brett Baumgarter tried the 3 from the top of the key. Well short. Here come the Little Hawks. Boo Davis, he'll drive the lane, puts it up. Nice shot. Lawrence Hill with the bait, with the floater in the lane. He's got 5.
Well, and when you have this many seniors playing, you know there's not going to be anybody on the court that's afraid to step up and take a big shot.
Ebert, he was hammered by Hill. Let's see if this is a 2 or a 3. Lawrence Hill picks up his second foul. He was inside the 3-point stripe. He'll just get 2 shots. Yes, just 2 shots for James Ebert. Ebert, an 83% free throw shooter. And here's some pretty impressive numbers, Bob. 85 out of 102 from the line for the season. It's not like he's 8 out of 10.
You know, I saw in the newspaper today that a girl at the state tournament yesterday missed her first free throw of the season. She'd been 79 of 79, and that's just incredible.
Phenomenal. Ebert makes them both and stretches that West High lead back to 9. 2:10 to go in the half. Or McDuffie throws it right to Jordan Bontrager.
And then doesn't get down court very quickly.
Justin Wick tried the baseline drive. Looked like he was fouled. Didn't get the shot. West pulls down the rebound. Another long three ball by Ebert. No good. McDuffie tears it down. Gets it out to Calvin Davis.
He certainly didn't leave any doubt that time.
You know, one thing here, West has frustrated McDuffie. He's playing well outside the paint. He needs to get inside. And that's a three for Calvin Davis. Now he's got 7. And that cuts the West High lead to 6.
It's got to be hard for Saylor not to shoot that.
This is Baumgart. He's double teamed, and they left Saylor wide open. Just forgot about him as McDuffie was helping out on the strong side. Saylor sneaks in and gets the backdoor layup. He's got 6.
And he was open for a long time. He was calling for the ball.
Calvin Davis with the pump fake, and then off the drive called for the travel, and another Little Hawk turnover.
If City High could clean up the turnovers, they'd be right in this game. Well, they're only down 8, but they've made 6 turnovers now in this quarter.
Under a minute to go now, 55 seconds. West on top by 8. Let's see if they hold for the final shot. Brett Baumgart across the timeline, threw it to the back. And there's Calvin Davis. He's got 9. Big error there by West.
And that turnover, Mark, was the first turnover this quarter by West. Just shows you how well they've been playing.
Intended for Carl Warner, but he threw it right at his back as he was in the air. Had nowhere else to go. Here's Wick. Drives the paint, no good. Tip ball is up. And that'll be an over the back on McDuffie, I believe. Let's see. Now, Calvin Davis, it looks like. Excuse me. Tim Weddle with the foul, his first and the 5th team foul on West. Not a lot of fouls there in the first half.
No, West has been able to keep up this lead at 6 right now, with Ebert sitting on the bench getting a blow right now.
Jordan Bontrager, he's double teamed. They go inside. Oh, they got a mismatch, and they get it to Wick. Lays it in off the glass. City High gambled and lost on that one, and Justin Wick now with 10 points. First player in double figures tonight. Kyle Petrie dumps it down low. That's Alex Ebinger with his first bucket of the night. Great pass from Petrie as the buzzer goes off. 30-24. An excellent first half of basketball. Great comeback by Iowa City West to go out to a 6-point lead. Here as the teams go to the locker room. Bob?
Yes, it's been very well played by Iowa City West since they started kind of slowly. They're shooting a little bit jagged there late in the second quarter as they build up a big lead, got it into double digits, and then struggled a little bit. Iowa City High on the other hand, just having all kinds of turnover problems, and West turned it over a couple times there very late in the half after James Ebert went out of the game. You could just tell the difference. He is a very calming influence on their offense.
Justin Wick leads the Trojans with 10. James Ebert with 9. Calvin Davis with 9 points to lead City High. Lawrence Hill has 5. So that's the story here from the U.S. Cell Center at halftime. West High on top of City High, 30-24. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more 4A Substate basketball. Welcome back to the U.S. Cellular Center. It's the 4A Substate final between City High of Iowa City and Iowa City West High. West on top of City High, 30-24 at halftime. Bob James, give us some highlights.
Oh, let's see what we've got here in the first half. City High started quickly. Warren McDuffie here. You'll see him miss, but a nice rebound. Kyle Petrie, one of the little guys underneath for the putback. And as I said, City High got off to a real nice start. Iowa City West, though, started hitting the threes. Justin Wick here from the right corner. And then Chris Saylor. City High kept saying, shoot, we're going to let you shoot. Well, he did. He's already above his season average with 6 in the first half. Then Calvin Davis with a layup for City High on the other end. Our halftime score, 30-24 in favor of top-ranked Iowa City West.
Just 6 seconds before the tip-off of the second half. I think the key for City High here is really they've got to get Warren McDuffie untracked inside. McDuffie with just 2 points, and it was the first 2 points of the game for City High. Since then, nothing from Warren McDuffie, the big man in the middle. And he's really lost taking those baseline jumpers. He needs to get in the paint and battle with Wick. Potentially get some fouls on West and get to the foul line.
Yeah, we saw him late in the first half make a nonchalant pass from the corner to the top of the key that was intercepted, and just frustrated, shook his head and walked down court, and well, eventually was there to get the defensive rebound. But as you say, he's not been involved much, and it'll be interesting to see if City High wants to try and get him the ball right away.
City High starts the second half here with their first possession. West shows zone. That's Calvin Davis, and still McDuffie on the perimeter along the baseline. Boo Hill at the point, gets it inside to Petrie. Ever since West has gone to this zone, it has frustrated City High. Petrie with the baseline drive, tries to find McDuffie. He's double teamed. Finally turns around and shoots it way long, an air ball. And Warren McDuffie very frustrated here.
That was definitely not the shot that City High wanted coming right out of the gate. There's that floor again.
And at this end, James Ebert finds another slick spot. We thought the slippery end was the other end, but James Ebert loses his footing, and West starts out the second half with another turnover.
West seems to be the team having the most problem. Maybe it's got something to do with the shoes that they're wearing.
That shoe contract will have to be examined at the end of the season. Calvin Davis finds Kyle Petrie along the baseline. He looks to go inside. Tim Weddle now. Here's Petrie. Double and triple team in the lane. He's fouled, but that's what City High needs to do. They need to go inside with Petrie and McDuffie, draw some fouls on these Trojans.
That's obviously not going to be a shooting foul this time, but need to pile up those team fouls if they can, because the free throw shooting in the first half wasn't a factor at all. As a matter of fact, City High didn't shoot any free throws in the second quarter.
Weddle trying to inbound, gets it to McDuffie. Calvin Davis will set it up again. Weddle goes inside to McDuffie, tries the jump hook, no good. Off the front of the iron this time. McDuffie has really lost his touch here. Justin Wick picks up his dribble. Ebert in the corner. He's hounded by Boo Hill. Ebert off the dribble drive. Stops and pops and gets it. James Ebert now with 11 for West, and they stretch their lead back to 8. Calvin Davis tries a baseline jumper. It's blocked. Here come the Trojans. Brett Baumgart gets it to Saylor. They're daring Saylor to shoot again. He's burned him for 6 in the first half. Baumgart thinks about it, gets it to Wick. He'll drive the paint, puts it up. Soft shot, no good. Ball's loose. Loose ball off Curse Saylor. He claims it went off Kyle Petrie's ankle, but the official sees otherwise. And City High wants a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here.
Steve Bergman of Iowa City West trying to figure out how that call went Iowa City High's way.
Well, I saw it from over here, and it was clearly off Petrie's ankle, but not every call goes your way.
No, that's right. The officials miss them too, and despite that, City High still wants a timeout here, down 8 points now, just a little over 2 minutes into the game. And they may be trying to figure out a way to get McDuffie more involved. City High so far in this quarter 0 for 3 from the field, so they've not come out strongly like they did to start the game.
Now, McDuffie's shooting touch, we've said, is clearly off tonight, and sometimes playing at the USL Center here, it's a different environment, kind of a big league environment, and your depth perception can definitely be affected here in this larger arena. 32-24 now. City High trying to cut into the West lead. There's a two-pointer from Boo Hill. He's got 8 or 7 now. Carl Warner. There, McDuffie's out a little bit more on Saylor. Saylor drives, gets McDuffie in the air. Nice ball fake by Saylor. Got the easy layup after he got McDuffie in the air.
And you know, here as we approach the midway point of the third quarter, this is the third game between these two teams this year, and still nobody from City High has scored in double figures in any of those games.
McDuffie with another round turnaround jumper. And again short. Justin Wick drives the lane, got it. Sliced right through the double team of City High. Justin Wick for his 12th point of the night. He'll go to the line and try and make it a three-point play.
That was a great move because the defender was there waiting, Tim Weddle, but somehow able to split the two. As you said, a little reach in by Petrie. I think the foul was called on Weddle.
Yes, his second. Wick also an 81% free throw shooter, 54 out of 67 on the season. And he converts the three-point play. Wick with 13 now.
And City High's 4 for 5 at the free throw line.
And now an 11-point West advantage. Tim Weddle with his second bucket of the night. He's got 4 to cut the lead back to 9.
Iowa City West, when they get numbers, they like to go right at the basket, but otherwise they're very content to take it nice and easy.
That was James Ebert off the mark, but Brett Baumgart pulls it down. Ebert drives the lane, reverse. James Ebert with a reverse baseline lay-in. He's got 13.
Well, McDuffie had his hands on that rebound, but West knocked it away.
Lawrence Hill from the top of the key, in and out. McDuffie with the rebound, got it. Finally, Warren McDuffie back on the board. Only his second bucket of the night. Two teams trading buckets here in the early going. Second half, 3:43 to go in the third period.
One thing about this game, the intensity level has been there since the opening tip. Both teams have really been going at it hard.
Okay, now West says, come out and cover me, or I'm just going to dribble the ball with a 9-point lead. And they do double team Saylor. That frees up Wick. Ball's loose on the court. Ebert drives through, nice the double team. Great pass to Wick, blocked by Petrie. Wick again. Wick battling furiously under the boards. Justin Wick with just a ton of heart in the paint, battling 3 City High Little Hawks. Look at that dish from Ebert. Puts it up once, can't get it, tips it again, battles for the rebound, gets it again, goes up again, and fouled by McDuffie.
All that action, and Petrie was the only Wash player, or excuse me, City High player, thinking ahead to the second game tonight. The only City High player that even had his hands on the ball at all.
Ben Nichols checks back in for West as Wick misses the first of 2 free throws. Gets the second. Wick now with 14 points on the night. Boo Hill got it. That's a 3-ball. Hill now leads the Little Hawks with 10. Ball knocked out of James Ebert's hands by Lawrence Hill, and he's whistled for the foul, his second. Third team foul on the Little Hawks.
City High hanging right in there. That last 3 by Boo Hill was a big one.
Again, Chris Saylor. There he finds Ben Nickel knifing through the lane. Ben Nichols on the board, his first bucket of the night. Back to a 9-point advantage.
Somehow got away from Calvin Davis.
Or McDuffie with another turnaround. And off the mark. Rebound to the Trojans. Steve Bergman wants a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take one too. 42-33, West High on top.
No matter what you want. Make A.G. Edwards & Sons.
Back at the U.S. Cellular Center, Mark Nolan along with Bob James, and Chris Saylor just put in his 10th point of the night on a nice dribble move right around Warren McDuffie, who's been playing off him. Saylor's burned him for 5 buckets so far in the game. Lawrence Hill. And that's a two-pointer. But Hill now has 12. Still a 9-point advantage for the Trojans.
City High's made 5 of their last 8 shots, but they just can't get any closer.
Alex Edminger with a dead ball foul.
I think the Little Hawks might be a little bit fatigued defensively too. You notice Calvin Davis with his hands up over his head, and he's actually going to get a blow.
Jordan Bontrager checks back in for the Trojans. West clearly the more poised and in control team tonight. The scoreboard reflects that. James Ebert shot off the mark. McDuffie with the rebound. Outlet to Weddle. Hill back to Weddle. Thought about it. They go to Petrie as he cuts through the lane. Strong off the back of the iron. Here comes Justin Wick. Shot by Ben Nichols long. Here comes McDuffie in transition. He's no bucket, no bucket. They say the foul was before the shot.
It would have counted in the NBA, but not in high school.
Doesn't even get to go to the line. Fouls on Ben Nichols. His first, the second team foul. Yeah, he was fouled before he put the ball up. And they turn it over. James Ebert lays it in. Ebert now with 15.
That last trip down, the second team foul on Iowa City West, so City High just can't not get to the free throw line. They've only shot 2 in the game.
And they turn it over again. Ebert again puts it up. He's fouled hard by Tim Weddle. Good foul by Weddle.
And a good job by Ebert making sure he did get fouled. He was able to draw the foul and get the shot up even though it didn't go in.
Here's a look at Ebert going to the bucket.
A lot of contact.
Ebert makes the first one. He's now got 16 points on the evening. 5 short of his average. Misses the second one, tipped by Wick, but McDuffie snares the rebound. 47-35, a 12-point lead now for West, their biggest advantage of the night. 13 seconds to go. City High will need a furious comeback in the 4th period. Kyle Petrie tries it, got it. That's a 3-ball for Kyle Petrie. He's got 7 now. Big bucket to close that deficit to just 9 points as we end the 3rd period. 47-38, the West High Trojans on top of City High. We'll be right back.
Headline say.
Back at the U.S. Cellular Center, Mediacom's postseason broadcast. And there's Kyle Petrie as the clock winds down to end the 3rd period, drains the long 3-pointer to pull City High within 9 points of an Iowa City West team that had stretched their lead to the largest of the night at 12.
Iowa City West all night long has been doing a good job of creating shots off dribble penetration. In the game, City High is 17 for 35 from the field. West is 19 for 36. City High's made 10 turnovers, and West now has made 6. In that quarter, only 3 turnovers between the two teams. They played pretty well. Free throw wise, City High just 1 of 2, and West is 6 for 9 in the game.
Well, I recall a game earlier in the season where City High was down big time after the 4th period, after the 3rd period, came back to beat the Washington Warriors in their own gym after they trailed by 14 at the end of the 3rd period.
And they've definitely got the talent.
West is going to be very deliberate. They find Justin Wick wide open, The backdoor layup. Wick now with 16.
West has just gotten too many easy buckets in this game.
Lawrence Hill. Hill now with 14. They cannot trade buckets here, though. 7 minutes to go. They trail by 9. City High needs some stops and some takeaways. Oh, nice play there by Jordan Bontrager to save that ball that was headed out of bounds. Excellent play. Here's Chris Saylor. He's double teamed. You know there's somebody open. That was Wick. Shot was up and short. Bodies fly. City High comes up with the ball. Here's Boo Hill. Goes inside to Calvin Davis. Can't get the shot up. Brent Baumgart forces the turnover. Here comes Ebert. Up. Got it. James Ebert. Strong drive to the hoop. Ebert now with 18. McDuffie puts up a long ball. Just not his night.
I think City High is just whipped physically. West plays a game on the offensive end with a lot of passing, moving you around quickly, and City High is just expending so much energy on this end of the floor. It's just wearing them out.
West's offense just has all the answers. And a turnover there on West as the rare 5-second call. So good D there by City High, but they trail by 11. Under 6 minutes to go now. Here's Lawrence Hill. Drives to the bucket, but blocked by Justin Wick. Another great defensive play by the Trojans.
Partially blocked by the backboard and partially blocked by Wick, I think, that time.
West running their weave offense now. They'll just milk the clock with this 11-point lead. Wick gets it to Ebert. Ebert heads inside. Somehow gets the pass to Justin Wick. Looked like it was going to be a loose ball or a turnover. Instead, 2 more for Justin Wick. He's got 18. Eber's got 18. City High trails by 13, and they want timeout. We'll take 1, 2. Stay tuned for more Metro basketball here on Mediacom.
Tonight's 4A Substate Finals on Mediacom, brought to you by Adcraft Printing. Tonight's game's also brought to you by A.G. Edwards, by Mobile Express Productions, also brought to you by Purified Water to Go, and of course by Mediacom.
Remember all that stuff we heard about satellite TV? You know, hundreds of channels, better than cable. Turns out most satellite systems can't even get local channels. And if you need additional outlets, you might have to buy a separate receiver for each set. Service and installation, that's your responsibility. With Mediacom digital cable, you get 150 channels, interactive features, and local customer service that's guaranteed. So if you're thinking about satellite TV, you might want to think twice. Mediacom digital cable.
Back at the USL Center as the Iowa City West Blitz has inflicted a lot of damage on the City High Little Hawks. 53-40, their largest lead of the night. And this is a well-oiled machine, this Trojan horse.
Well, the possession arrows in City High's favor. That's you're looking for things that are good news right now for City High, because West is really looking tough.
Lawrence Hill stops and pops. Got it. That's a deuce. But Hill now with 16 points. Lawrence Hill cuts the lead to 11. Under 5 to go. City High now with full court pressure. There's a turnover. McDuffie's got it. Tracks it down. Stripped away. What a play there by Brent Baumgart. McDuffie looked like he clearly had an easy lay-in on that steal. Baumgart strips it away, doesn't even pick up the foul. What a play.
That was. I thought sure that they'd called a foul, but West has just got some incredible athletes that are able to do some things that you wouldn't think they could do without committing a foul.
Baumgart shaken up on the play. I think he either got some blood or hurt his finger. Being looked at by the trainer, but had to come out of the game. But that was a great play. McDuffie just can't get it to fall tonight. Ebert tries to find some room, puts it up, no good. Wick with the rebound though as he goes to the floor.
Well, Wick may not be leading Iowa City West in scoring tonight, but tell you what, he's probably your MVP. He is. Okay.
Ebert and Wick both with 18.
He has done it all.
Boo Hill's three-point attempt is off the back of the iron.
Well, Ebert and Wick advertised as the two best scorers on the team, and they certainly haven't done anything to put any doubt in your mind tonight.
36 of the Trojan 53-point total. And Chris Saylor, who they've been daring to shoot on him all night, has chipped in with 10. West just milking the clock. City High desperate now. There the ball tipped away by McDuffie. Here comes Calvin Davis. Puts it up, got it. Calvin Davis now in double figures with 11. Nice drive and transition off the McDuffie steal.
And City High will go to the free throw line for the first time since the first quarter.
That foul's on Chris Saylor, his second foul. Calvin Davis draws the foul, puts it up. 2 for City High. They trail by 9 now. And we've got a timeout on the floor.
Saylor did a nice job trying to, well, they always talk about winning an Oscar for a great fake out on defense, and he tried to pretend like the contact was caused by the offensive player to draw the charge, but didn't fool the official at all that time.
There's some enthusiastic City High fans.
And West is doing something in this quarter, Mark, that we haven't seen them do the whole game. They're turning the ball over. 4 turnovers already in this fourth quarter. But the big question is it too little too late with only 3:22 to go?
Well, they trail by 9. And clearly look frustrated on the offensive end of the court.
Yeah, it hasn't been an easy evening for them.
Lawrence Hill has been lighting it up. He's got 16 and Davis with 11, but McDuffie has struggled with just 2 baskets tonight, and he's probably missed 10 shots.
And City High is a team that has 4 players that almost average double figures, and tonight they've been counting on 2 guys for most everything.
Calvin Davis will go to the line now. He'll have 1 shot to complete that 3-point play. Just a 50% free throw shooter on the season, and he misses it. There's a foul by Kyle Petrie. Tried to make the steal on Ebert. That's just the 6th team foul, so West will retain possession. Not get to go to the line. The next foul by City High will put the Trojans in bonus situation. Justin Wick now in the backcourt. Kyle Petrie almost makes the steal. Look at how West gets that ball into the offensive zone. Just finds that open man immediately.
They do a great job spacing offensively, too. Their guys are really spread out.
Justin Wick. Ball is up and blocked there by Boo Hill, but he's whistled for the contact on Justin Wick, and Wick will go to the line and shoot 2. Hill now with his 4th foul. The leading scorer for City High. Wick makes the first one. That gives Justin Wick 19 on the night now. Here's Justin Wick as he knifes for the bucket. And Lawrence Hill with the body on Wick. It sends him to the line for 2 throws.
And that's something that Wick's been able to do all night, is create for himself offensively off the dribble. Apparently a question as to who is in for City High and who isn't here. Because in a 2-shot foul, they wait to check the player in until after the first free throw, I believe. But apparently it's a little more in-depth than that.
Got to get it right here at the Substate final.
Go, 1.
So it'll be Alex Ebinger as the 5th City High player. Connor Jostitz gets ready to check in for the Little Hawks. And Justin Wick drains both throws to go to 20 points on the night and stretch that Trojan lead back to 11. Just under 3 minutes to go. City High is running out of time. Here's Hill. Oh, Kyle Petrie with the stutter step. And that's traveling, young man. Warren McDuffie takes a seat. Connor Jostitz with a little more speed enters the Little Hawk lineup. Alex Ebinger called for the quick foul.
Going to be seeing a lot of that in the last 2.5 minutes, as City High is going to have to hope that West misses some free throws.
Well, West is a 75% free throw shooting team on the season as a team. Pretty impressive team stats there.
And they've been pretty consistent tonight, too. 8 of 10 so far in the game. 8 of 11, excuse me.
And Baumgart, a 75% free throw shooter on the season.
They all seem to be right in the neighborhood.
Baumgart makes the first one. He's got 4 on the night now. And the second. And that stretches the lead back to 13, the widest margin of the game. Petrie now. McDuffie back in the game on offense. Lawrence Hill got the turnover.
It's going to be another non-shooting foul.
Just the 4th team foul. There, Lawrence Hill bats it away. And Wick in frustration fouls Hill.
Even grabbed him by the ankle just to make sure.
Fifth team foul now on West. And that's on Carl Warner, his 2nd personal. Two minutes to go. Kyle Petrie drives the lane. And he is fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Petrie is 65% free throw shooter on the season. Makes the first. Petrie now with 8 points in the game.
Well, last year City High beat West 3 times, including the Substate final. Looks like this year the tables are going to be turned the other way around, and those brooms in the there it goes. I was just looking for the Iowa City West broom that they brought, and they've got it on display down there.
There's the Trojan broom. And Petrie makes both throws to cut the deficit to 11. The time is running out. Double teamed in the backcourt. Baumgartner gets it to Wick, who gives it to Warner. Ebert finds, oh, what a great give and go. Ebert to Saylor, back to Ebert, gets the layup. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and try and convert the three-point play. Ebert with 20, Wick with 20. They've been the stars of the game for the Trojans.
Iowa City West has been very consistent the whole game. They've made several turnovers here in this quarter, but they're still shooting the ball very well, 4 for 6, and it's just amazing the shots they're able to get out of their offense because they have gotten an abundance of layups in this game. They haven't all been easy, non-contested layups, but they've all been within 5 feet.
Ebert makes the free throw.
Not to mention the fact that they're 5 for 5 at the line in this quarter, too. They're playing like the #1 team in the state.
City High needs to go to the three-pointer. Spending way too much time here, and instead they turn it over again. Trojans want a timeout. This will be a 30. We'll keep it here. Justin Wick, good timeout. He was triple teamed there and in danger of the turnover, so he just called the timeout, knew he had it. They'll talk it over here with 1:24 to go and a comfortable 14-point lead.
And I'm sure Steve Bergman wants to talk about what's going to happen here in the last minute and a half. I can't imagine that Cedar Rapids, Washington is not going to foul, so it's probably not going to be one of those things where we just spread it out and let the clock run out. He probably does want to spread it out, though, and make sure they don't get any trap opportunities.
You're really looking forward to that second game with Cedar Rapids, Washington,
Did I
aren't you?
say it again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's a good look at Berge. Coaching the #1 ranked team in the state of Iowa, 22-0, about to go to 23-0. The Iowa City West Trojans, what a great season, and they're headed to Des Moines.
I guess it's the red. I don't know. I have no other excuse.
$1:20 to go here. Ebert on the dribble drive, and he's fouled by Tim Weddle.
Well, that's what we expected. City High not going to lay down.
That's Weddle's 4th personal and the 9th team foul, so the next foul puts West in the double bonus. That is the 10th. That's the 10th team foul and Weddle's 5th. So he will have a seat. Tim Weddle fouls out with 2 field goals and 4 points for the Little Hawks. Connor Justice will take his spot in the lineup.
Well, just one of many seniors for City High that's apparently playing his last game in a Little Hawk uniform on the basketball court.
Ebert makes the first throw. 22 points on the night now for Ebert. And the second off the mark. Kyle Petrie snares the rebound. He'll bring it up court. Lawrence Hill. Foul was before the shot. That will be the 7th team foul. And we'll put Hill at the line. Shooting one in the bonus, I believe.
Steve Bergman on the Iowa City West had his head in his hands after that foul was called and yelled out no fouls. And Ebert is well aware of that. He didn't mean to.
His 3rd personal. Lawrence Hill, his 17th point of the night. Little too late. 61-47. 18 points now for Hill, but it's still a 13-point West High advantage. Here's Wick now, double team in the backcourt, does lose it, but he's fouled. And in the double bonus now, Wick will have a chance to drain 2 throws.
Well, City High thought they had a steal that time, but the foul was called, and back to the other end we go for more free throws. I don't think I'd chant that until the championship game with about that much time left if they're ahead, but still something to be very proud of going into the state tournament without a loss. Students don't know anything about that superstition.
And Wick makes both free throws. He's now got 22 to join James Ebert as the co-leading scorers for the Trojans. Under a minute to go now. Shot up by Hill, tipped, no good. And here comes Ebert on the run behind the back. What a nifty move, wow. James Ebert. End to end, salt in the wound. James Ebert with 24.
I'd take him on my team.
And I'm sure somebody will next year in the college ranks. (65-48), and the West High rooting section clearly enjoying this runaway victory that'll send them to the barn in Des Moines. They're whooping it up here at the 5. And that's your ball game. 65-48. West High runs away from City High, defeats them for the 3rd time this season, and wins this 4A Substate final to advance to the state tournament in Des Moines. They go to 23-0 on the season. City High finishes at 15-8, 10th ranked in the state. Clearly a disappointing season for the Little Hawks. A lot of horses, but just couldn't put it together. And their season is over.
No, Iowa City West, just a tough night. Got off to a great start tonight, but then Iowa City West settled down, and West dominated the game the rest of the way. City High had their moments where they got back into it, were able to keep it under 10 for the most part until the latter part of the game, but really in the second half the game was never in doubt.
That's your final from the USL Center. We've got another game coming up. Cedar Rapids, Washington takes on Waterloo East. The winner goes to Des Moines. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more basketball here on Mediacom TV 10 Sports.
Tonight's 4A Substate Finals on Mediacom, brought to you by AdCraft. Those two City High players, the first 2 players to score in double figures against Iowa City West this year in the 3 games between the 2 teams. That does it for Game 1, 65-48 Iowa City West. Bob James for Mark Nolan. Thanks for watching high school basketball on Mediacom TV 10.